there from Garifite Capital. All right, here at home, of course, from the 1st of July 2013, the income threshold for the bringing of unfair dismissal claims increases to $129,300. That's $6,000 more than the current limit. This means that employers can brace for a significant number of additional employees being able to bring unfair dismissal claims. Well, here to tell us more is our regular guest commentator, Joy Paul, Managing Principal of the specialist workplace law firm People and Culture Strategies. Joy, great to have you in. I just thought if we could get to this story in a moment, but firstly wanted to get your reaction to the resurrection of Rudd back as Prime Minister after 3 years after being ousted by Julia Gillard. Is this going to change much in terms of the IR landscape?
I think it's interesting. It's all very important to remember that Rudd presided over the demise of the Howard government, which was very much pivoted around the work choices legislation. And so Rudd was the one who was the leader at the time who made such a big deal about the fact that work choices would be removed and AWAs would be annihilated, and did all of that as soon as he became Prime Minister. So the current legislation was very much Rudd's creation. He is, however, an IR moderate, and I think that it's unlikely that if he wins the next election that there's going to be too many changes made in the IR space. What I think we're going to see, though, in the next few months, depending on when the election date actually is that there will be a big push to try to position the coalition as the party that has plans, be it now or later, to bring back something similar to the work choices legislation. Whether that's going to get any traction, the coalition's gone out and said, no, we've got no intention of doing that. In fact, many employers have said the coalition should be doing a lot more than what they've indicated. So it'll be an interesting time. Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Coming back to this story too about coming 1st of July, this income threshold for the bringing of unfair dismissal claims rises. How does this work? Tell us more about this threshold.
So what happens is, since unfair dismissal laws were introduced in the late 80s, it was deemed that if you're earning above a certain income level, you shouldn't be allowed to bring an unfair dismissal claim. In fact, in the late 80s, it was something like $65,000 was that threshold, and that's been indexed every year by about $2,000 to $3,000. On the occasional year, it's gone up by about $4,000. What's very interesting about this year's indexation is that that limit has gone from $123,300 to $129,300, a very significant increase. My recollection, the most significant increase that has ever happened. And what the ramifications of that are is that in this current environment, there aren't actually a lot of employers who are passing on that kind of remuneration increase to their staff. So what that means is that all of a sudden, employers might have had, prior to 1 July, say 20% of their working population who could bring unfair dismissal claims. Now they're probably looking at 30 to 35% or even more who can bring unfair dismissal claims. And that's significant because an unfair dismissal claim can result in the Fair Work Commission making a decision that the person who's bringing the claim is reinstated, and it means that employers have to be so much more careful, as has always been the case, in treating people who can bring an unfair dismissal claim versus people who can't. That's just the reality of how termination decisions are taken.
Joy, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for coming in today. Joy Paul there from People and Culture Strategies. Stay with us. Coming up on First Business, our guest host George Lucas from In Street Investment with his reaction to all the political goings-on in Canberra.
At this very moment, do you know where you are financially? Have you considered your short, medium or long-term financial goals? Imagine if there was a place that you could go that would simplify the way you manage your money. Well, there is a place. Cha-Ching is a new approach to money management. With our exclusive tool, My Money Manager, you can get a clear snapshot of all of your spending. Register today and start making your money work for you.
Officeworks works for your business. It's easy to shop in store with our extended trading hours or online 24/7 through your personalised business portal, or speak to your own account manager. Visit Officeworks Business online and find out how Officeworks works for you.
NRMA BusinessWise members on why they choose NRMA roadside assistance for their business vehicles.
My name is Mark Gardner. I'm General Manager from Brunel Worldwide Chauffeur Drive.